What's up, movie crew? As I mentioned yesterday when I showed off the TV shows I watched, today is time to show the movies I watched during the month of March. Before I get started, if you are new to this channel, my name is Luke, this is Let's Watch a Movie, and if you're anything cinema and physical media related, you've come to the right place, so hit that subscribe button. Also, there's going to be a giveaway next week. So if you're subscribed, you will know when to expect that giveaway. Alright. Way I usually do this, for those that are new, I'm going to name off the movies that I watched in theaters, and then I will show off the movies I watched in my collection. Alright, so obviously I had to watch Scream 6. There will be a pinned comment down below where you can see both my spoiler-free review and my spoiler review for the movie. I also watched Shazam! Fury of the Gods. The movie's had a little bit of controversy recently, and I've thought about doing a video giving my thoughts on it, so if anyone wants that, comment down below and let me know. Next up, I attended the Regal Mystery Movie Monday, and this time around was the movie Paint with Owen Wilson. Not what I normally watch, but I gotta say it wasn't a bad movie. And finally, I wrapped up the month of March with John Wick Chapter 4. And also, shout out to everyone that watched that video. That was the video that got me over the 1,000 subscriber mark. So shout out to all of you for that one. Alright, so first I'm going to show this one off just because I didn't know whether to show it off in the TV shows or in the movies. But given that one of them is a bunch of the shorts combined as a movie, the other one's technically a movie, and the other one's some of the shorts. Looney Tunes Center Stage that has the Looney, Bugs Bunny movie, and Looney Tunes Rabbit's Run. Both of those are technically movies, so I went on ahead and thought I'd show it off in this video. To any Looney Tunes fans out there, this was $5 at Walmart in their $5 bin. Just so you know though, it's just the one disc with the two movies and the Center Stage compilation. This does not have any of the special features that are on the standalone releases. So, just giving you that forewarning. First up, we've got the Wrong Turn reboot. Alright, so a while back I bought this because I own all of the other Wrong Turn movies. I didn't like this one. Same issue I have with this that I have with some of the other horror movies out there, and that is that I should be rooting for the people that have been captured to escape. And as annoying as the antagonists were in this one, because it's not hillbilly inbreds this time around, it's some cult from like ages ago sort of thing. Not a fan. Superman Doomsday. Alright. Gotta say, Death and Return of Superman is definitely the better animated adaptation for this particular story. But I was cleaning up some stuff and found this in one of the random piles of movies I had. And I was like, you know what? Why not? So I sat down and watched it. Plus, it's got the shorter runtime of the two movies. 3 if you want to count that Death and Return was released as 2 separate movies at first. Shazam! This is the first Shazam movie. I am showing off my 4K Steelbook. My thoughts have pretty much been the same ever since the first time I've watched this movie. Fun movie. I do feel like Asher Angel and Zachary Levi are not playing the same character, but overall, it's still a fun watch. The 10 Commandments. Alright, so this is the 4K Steelbook. It's got both the 1956 version as well as the 1923 version. Spoiler alert, you're going to see this again for April because that's when I plan to watch the 1923 version. 1956 version is good, don't get me wrong, but some of the stuff that they kept from the theatrical version into the home video release, they really didn't need to have the entire intermission and the entire opening and the entire second act thing in there. If you were to take all that stuff out, this movie would have been a little over 3 hours instead of the near 4-hour runtime it's got. Yes, there I go complaining again about lengthy movies. It was kind of unnecessary for this version, just saying. That being said, it is still a good movie. It is still an epic. Great job on everyone involved. John Wick Chapters 1 through 3. Alright. With Chapter 4 being released, I'm probably going to be doing a ranking video closer towards the time of the home video release of 4. But long story short, Chapter 1, still a great movie. Got John Wick coming out of retirement doing his thing. Chapter 2, I think, is probably my favorite of the original trilogy. They go further into depth with the world building. You see some of the people that John Wick has met in the past. And I felt like they just stepped up everything. John Wick Chapter 3, I think, goes a little too over the top. There's some stuff in that movie that should not have worked out, given that they go a little more realistic with this franchise. So there's some stuff in the third one that's still a little disappointing for me. Overall, this is still one of the best action franchises out there. John Wick Chapter 4 is still in theaters. Continental comes to Peacock later this year, and the Ballerina comes out next year. Good Burger. Alright, when they announced that Good Burger 2 was happening, I had to sit back and watch this. And I forget what it was I saw on Instagram where someone was making fun of this, but yes, this is definitely a thing for people my age, for the millennials. If you're Gen X, you might be like, alright, I remember all that. If you're Gen Z, you're not going to give a damn. Yes, it is stupid. But guess what? I have a fun time watching it every time that I have watched it. And I will be watching Good Burger 2 when it happens. Keeping up with some of these 90s stuff. Small Soldiers. Alright. For starters, this is made by the same guy that made Gremlins. Therefore, that's a good reason why you should be checking this movie out. Second, again, just like Good Burger, yes, this movie's kind of stupid, but it's part of my childhood and I enjoy this movie. Anyway, not really much else I can add beyond that. It's a fun movie. It definitely had some issues with its marketing because it was like, part of it was supposed to be for kids because they had the toy line, but it was definitely not a kids movie. I think if something like this were to come out today, it would have a wider audience. But the thing is, trying to figure out how to release something like this in today's day and age. Simple as that. Speed. Got this in the $5 bin at Walmart. Watched it recently. And I'm not denying this being a classic. Let me just start that off now. It's a good movie. It's enjoyable. But I gotta say, this movie does not rank as high for me as it does for others when it goes to Keanu movies. Still a good movie. Still worth the watch. But that's my personal opinion. The first Rocky movie. After rewatching Creed 1 and 2, I had to go back and watch this just because I was like, well, kind of want to watch it now. Great movie. Stallone did his thing in this movie. Highly recommend checking it out. And I got this at Dollar Tree right now. A lot of Dollar Trees are doing 2 for $1 on movies. There's a chance you might be able to find this at your local Dollar Tree. Three film collection. I got this, I think, for $4.99 or $5.99 at Big Lots. It's got Rio, Robots, and Horton Hears a Who. All three movies were entertaining. Simple as that. If you're looking for something for everyone to be able to watch, this has 3 movies. It's cheap. You can get it at Big Lots. Not really sure what else to add on that. Only real complaint I had was that there is an Ice Age short, but it's not a bonus feature. I want to say it was with Robots, I think, or Rio. And it's not on there as a special feature. It is in the trailers. Thought that was kind of an odd move. In honor of it winning 7 Oscars, I had to go back and rewatch Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I still love this movie. I do not get tired of watching it. I could watch this more often than I do and still enjoy it. And congrats to everyone involved with this movie for all of the awards it won. Alright, so spoiler alert. There is going to be a new movie in this franchise in May. So I started off throughout March. I'm going to finish it up during the month of April so I can do a ranking and collection video for The Fast and the Furious. So throughout the month of March, I have watched the first 3. So far, I have also finally rewatched Fast and Furious, or Fast and Furious 4, and Fast 5. So, early thoughts on this so far. This is still one of the best movies in the franchise. Love it. It was great. The soundtrack is just very much part of my childhood. Rest in peace to Paul Walker, and just love this movie. Classic. Too Fast, Too Furious. Alright, so this movie had to pick up where the first one left off without Vin Diesel, who was shooting Triple X. And for the most part, I think this movie did a good job doing everything. You see what happens with Paul Walker after the events of the first movie. You see how him and Tyrese know each other. You've got the director of Boys in the Hood directing this movie. John Singleton was a phenomenal director. Rest in peace to John Singleton. This movie did a good job picking up after the first movie and managed to do a good job without one of its leads. Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift. So, a lot of people I know that like this like it because it's an actual racing movie where the last few movies have not been that, and some of them have sucked. Let me just say, the racing portion of this movie is good. Why it takes place in Tokyo is a bit convoluted, but still decent. This is still not a movie I like. It is still lower tier Fast and Furious for me. Don't know what else to say beyond that. But yes, either at the end of this month or right before Fast 10 comes out, expect a ranking video and a collection video. Next up, the Scream franchise. I watched all 5 movies as well as the 2 bonus documentaries that come with this. My thoughts are pretty much still the same with the Scream franchise. 1 is a groundbreaking classic that cannot be denied. 2, still a good movie, not quite as good as the first one, but enjoyable. 3, definitely a step down, but they did do some interesting stuff with Scream 3. Also, for those that complained about 6 not taking place in Woodsboro, 2 and 3 do not take place in Woodsboro. Shows what you know about the franchise. Scream 4, still my least favorite in the franchise. 5, I think did a great job. Don't know what else to say beyond that. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. My thoughts are still pretty much the same after rewatching it. I still wish they would have done a little bit more with Namor, especially given that he's not an antagonist in the comics. But that's just my thoughts. Overall, shout out to Ryan Coogler. He was given an impossible task, which was to make a sequel to one of the best MCU movies without its lead. And for the most part, I think he succeeded. This is probably one of my favorite movies from Phase 4. And rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. And we're going to wrap this up with, I forget where I bought this at, either at Big Lots or Dollar Tree, and that is LBJ. This movie stars Woody Harrelson playing LBJ. He tried to run for president back in the day, lost in the primaries to the eventual president, JFK, who he was the vice president for, and this shows him having to become president after the JFK assassination. As much as I hate movies that overstay their welcome, this could have afforded to have a little bit lengthier of a run to kind of show LBJ as a president, because history kind of doesn't show a lot with him, and this movie didn't either. But that is every movie I watched during the month of March. And as always, if you were new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. You like what you see, leave a thumbs up. Comment down below. What did you watch in theaters during the month of March? What did you watch at home during the month of March? But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you all for watching and tune in next time.